In contemporary math, we discuss two types of consumer loans, installment loans and credit card loans. Installment loans are often referred to as closed-ended credit. You buy a big-ticket item and agree to pay it off in a fixed number of payments. Credit cards are often referred to as open-ended or revolving credit. Monthly payments are made, but you can be making additional purchases throughout the month. In this presentation, we will limit our discussion to credit cards. Credit card companies charge interest. There are several ways this finance charge can be calculated. Our textbook discusses the unpaid balance method and the average daily balance method. We will focus on the average daily balance method for the computation of the finance charge on a credit card bill because it is one of the most common methods used by the credit card companies. So let's look at an example. Suppose you begin the month of May, which is 31 days, with a balance of $2,000 on your credit card. Suppose your credit card has an annual rate of 21%, and during the month of May, the following transactions occurred. On the 4th, you bought gas for $40. On the 9th, a payment of $700 was credited to your account. On the 16th, you returned an item for a credit for $30, and on the 27th, you bought groceries for $160. We're going to find the average daily balance for the month of May and also figure out the finance charge that will appear on your June credit card statement. Quick comment, anytime you buy something, charge something, or purchase something, your balance goes up. Anytime you make a payment or you return an item for a credit, your balance goes down. Now, to calculate the average daily balance, we need to organize this information we have about our transactions in a table. And our table needs the following columns: dates, number of days, balance, and then we're going to take the number of days times the balance. Always start with the first day of the month, May 1st, and then put down a date every time there's a transaction. May 4th, May 9th, May 16th, and May 27th. We start with the first day of the month, and then every date that there's a transaction, we start a new row. So I'm going to backfill these dates. We're going to go from May 1st until the day before the 4th, which is the 3rd. We're going to go from the 4th to the day before the 9th, which is the 8th. The 9th to the day before the 16th, which is the 15th. The 16th through the 26th. And the 27th through the 31st. Now we need to figure out the number of days. May 1st through the 3rd, you can count the days, or you can do high minus low plus 1. Actually, the 1st through the 3rd, everybody does well on that. That's 3 days. It's the rest of these I worry about a little bit. The 4th through the 8th, that is not 4 days. The 4th through the 8th, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, that's 5 days. If you don't want to count the days like I just did, you can do high minus low plus 1. 8 minus 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. The 9th through the 15th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, that's 7 days. Or a shortcut, 15 minus 9 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 26 minus 16 is 10, plus 1 is 11 days. 31 minus 27 is 4, plus 1 is 5 days. Now let's talk about our balance. We began the month with a balance of $2,000. The balance is $2,000 on the 1st, and the balance stays $2,000 until a transaction occurs, and that does not happen until the 4th. So we have a balance of $2,000 until the 4th when we have a transaction that occurs. We buy gasoline, so on the 4th our balance will increase by $40 to $2,040. And our balance will remain $2,040 on the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. But then on the 9th, that payment of $700 is credited to our account. So on the 9th, our balance is going to go down. It's going to decrease by $700. So we take $2,040 minus $700 to get our balance beginning on the 9th, and that is $1,340. So our balance beginning May 9th is $1,340. It stays that until the 16th, we return an item for a credit of $30. Anytime you return an item for a credit, the balance decreases. So on the 16th, we got a $30 credit, so our balance decreases by $30, and it will be $1,310. Our balance stays $1,310 until the 27th, when we buy groceries for $160. So on the 27th, our balance will increase by $160. So $1,310 plus $160 gives us a balance of $1,470 beginning on May 27th, and our balance remains that for the rest of the month. Now, to fill out our last column in our table, we've got to take our number of days times our balance. Well, 3 times 2,000, that's 6,000. 5 times 2,040 is 10,200. 7 times 1,340 is 9,380. And then 11 times 1,310 is 14,410. And finally, 5 days times a balance of $1,470 for those 5 days gives us $7,350. Now, what we need in order to find the average daily balance, actually the average daily balance is you take every day of the month, the balance for each day, add them all up, divide by 31 days. But a more efficient way to do this is to say 3 days, I had a balance of $2,000, 3 times 2,000. 5 days, I had a balance of 2,040, 5 times 2,040, and so forth. What we need is the total of this last column. So 6,000 plus 10,200 plus 9,380 plus 14,410 plus 7,350 will give us the total of this column, 47,340. That is not our average daily balance, but we need that to compute our average daily balance. We also need the total number of days. Well, the total number of days in May should be 31. If you add this column, it should add up to 31. 8 and 7 is 15, plus 11 is 26, plus 5 more is indeed 31 days. The average daily balance for the month of May is going to be the total of this last column divided by the total number of days in May. So let's go to the next screen so we can do that. The average daily balance for the month of May will be 47,340 divided by 31 days in May. This is the total of that last column divided by 31 days. So the average daily balance for the month of May is going to be $1,527, and if we round this to the nearest cent, 10 cents. Now the credit card company is going to use this average daily balance to figure out or compute the finance charge that they're going to put on our June credit card statement. So to find the finance charge that will appear on your June credit card statement, it's basically your simple interest formula, principal times rate times times. I'll have to make a comment about the time here in just a minute. Your principal is your average daily balance for the month of May, $1,527.10, times our annual interest rate, which is 21%, or in decimal form, 0.21, times time. Now here's where I'd put the star. The big comment here on time is, the time is the number of days in the month of May divided by the number of days in the year, 365. So to find your finance charge, it's going to show up on the next month's statement. You take your average daily balance times your annual rate times the number of days in the month where all the transactions occurred divided by the number of days in the year. So let's see what our finance charge is going to be on our June statement. $1,527.10 times 0.21, and then I can just type on my calculator times 31 and divide by 365. And so the finance charge that's going to show up on our next month's statement, on June's statement, is $27.24. Then again, to find the finance charge, we took the average daily balance times the annual rate times the number of days in the month all the transactions occurred over the number of days in the year.